everyone, this is Sonila from MediterraneanLatinLoveAffair.com. I'm a food blogger that was born in Albania and now live in Florida, United States. So I love to post a lot of recipes from my childhood as well as recipes that my kids enjoy and dinners that we cook at home. So today I would love to share with you how I make a very simple Mediterranean style stuffed peppers. I start with bell peppers because those are the most common types of peppers that I can find here where I live right now. And then I use about either 2 medium-sized onions or 1 large onion. I roughly chop it, it doesn't need to be super fine. And then I use 3 garlic cloves and mince them, as well as 1 bunch of parsley. You can chop it as fine as you would like. I remove some of the big stems and then I chop it and place it in a container on the side. It's about 2 cups of loosely packed parsley. And then I start warming up a large skillet and I add 3 to 4 tablespoons of olive oil. That's up to you how much oil you'd like to add. Then I start sauteing the onions until they are soft and translucent, and at that point I add about 1 pound of ground beef. It doesn't have to be exact 1 pound. You can do 1.25, you can do a little bit less than 1 pound. It's basically a very customizable recipe. You can use what you have and then you can fill in the rest volume wise with more onions, more tomatoes, more parsley. So once I saute the onions and brown the ground beef, I make sure that with a wooden spoon I kind of break it apart, and then I add 1 can of crushed tomatoes or diced tomatoes or 1 can of tomato sauce. So that's also very flexible. I sometimes like to use, if I have tomatoes left over that are getting soft, like if you have 5 or 6 large tomatoes, you can blend those and add those to the stuffing as well. So that's also something that is very customizable, which makes this recipe very easy to make during summertime, because you can use what you have in your pantry, or you can use leftover veggies from your refrigerator, just trying to clean up your refrigerator. So on the stuffing, then I add a little bit of water, I add black pepper, sea salt, 1 cup of rice, and I let it simmer while I start cleaning up the peppers. Now with the bell peppers, there are so many sizes of bell peppers. If you notice, the larger one I had on my right hand side, those I sometimes will stuff half of those, like I'll cut it in half and just stuff the half, because those are too big to cook and bake as big as they are. But the ones that I have here on the tray, they are good enough size for me to stuff them. I usually wash them, let them air dry, or pat them dry with a clean kitchen towel, and then using a small knife I try to remove the seeds and then the top, and make it look pretty, keep the top part of the pepper like a little hat on, but you don't have to do that, it just looks pretty. And while the stuffing is simmering, then I try to clean all the peppers and have the tray ready. If you notice, I have a tray that allows for all these peppers to be loosely in it, and there's some space in between the peppers. So initially I will have I'll use about 2 to 3 baking potatoes. I'll peel them, put them in water, and then slice them and add the slices of the potatoes in between the peppers. And when it bakes, it will absorb some of the water from the stuffing, and it'll create more food for you, so you can have leftovers for the next day. If you're baking once, might as well have more food, right? And then once the stuffing cools down a little bit, then I start adding the stuffing over the peppers. Try not to make them super full because they'll overflow. Try to make sure you have enough to fill all the peppers, and then you can use whatever stuffing is left over, you can use that to pour it in between peppers, over the potatoes, just to fill the whole tray up. Um, I am using a tray. It's actually a pizza tray, a deep dish pizza tray, but it works perfectly for this dish. So I'll leave the link of where I got the tray on my comments. And then once I finish stuffing all the peppers, I have preheated the oven, and while the oven is being preheated, I finish preparing the tray. What I do is, like, I put the remainder of the stuffing everywhere in between the peppers. Then I add about half cup of water on the pot where I cook the stuffing. It kind of absorbs all the flavors, and then I pour it over. And then while the peppers are getting baked, I prepare a big salad and tarator. Usually I like to serve the peppers with a yogurt-based dish, which is the tarator one, and with a big salad and some warm bread. It's an amazing Mediterranean summer dish. I hope you enjoy it. You can customize it, prepare it with different types of peppers, like the cubanelle peppers, for example, or red peppers, the long red peppers. So you can make this dish. You can also make it a vegetarian dish without meat. So feel free to play around with the flavors you like, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you.